Test, test, test.
Your audio is good.
Hey, Eric, my guess is the Dan in attendees is Bierstrom. And he's got his hand up.
Thank you. I just moved him over.
Yeah, a little lively when the email doesn't work and you can't get to any of the links for anything. Yeah, well, thank you for getting everywhere where they need to be, Eric.
Yes, thank you. I clicked on my link and I got the blue wheel of death. So I tried to go around the other way.
Yeah, it's the new reality. All right, well, it's 5 o'clock. I think we got everybody here. I believe Commissioner Nelson is going to be absent, so we'll call it to order. October 12th, Commissioners meeting for Fire District 5. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move. Second.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson. Oops, I'm sorry, he's absent. Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, can I entertain a motion to excuse Commissioner Nelson this evening?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Change it up on you guys a little bit. All right. Any other absences coming up here from anybody? All right. Any communications to the board?
No communications.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the September 27th regular meeting, or excuse me, special meeting, and the September 28th regular meeting?
So move. Second.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right. How about some voucher approvals?
All right, I'm gonna try and do this.
There you go.
Move that we approve the payroll and accounts payable vouchers and the ACH payroll transfer that total $2,310,906. No, $2,310,906.77
Second.
as outlined in the agenda.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right. Any 3390 reports tonight? All right. Seeing none, move the chief's reports.
Thank you. First up, Chief Bierstrom is going to give us a report on COVID and flu shots.
Well, good evening. The Pierce County's fourth wave appears to have peaked and now is in decline. Our county case rates have dropped from a 7-day rolling average towards the end of August of 472 cases a day down to 210 cases on October 10th. So we're trending in the right direction. Hopefully that will hold. At this time, we have 3 members in quarantine. That is becoming a norm. And the reason that they're in quarantine, some of them it's because they have COVID, but oftentimes it's because we can't get appropriate testing done. So I'm very appreciative to our logistics chief. Chief Johnson was able to recently procure some PCR tests that can be handled at home that we're able to give our members. So appreciative of that and look forward to using those more frequently and certainly as needed to increase our diagnostic capability. With regard to the mandate, I shared with the commissioners last week that all the members affected by the vaccine mandate have either received the vaccination or an appropriate religious or medical exemption. This vaccine mandate has been a very divisive issue. And I just wanted to publicly express my appreciation for Chief Doan, our administrative team, Local 3390, and our membership for their great professionalism working through a very sensitive matter. And I think we've fared better than many, but it was because of the group effort. The vaccine clinic, our second annual member flu vaccine clinic is scheduled for October 19th to 20th. That's from 8:30 in the morning till 12:30. We'll actually see folks as late as 1, but those are the scheduled hours. The Gig Harbor Firefighter Health and Wellness Trust is paying for the vaccines and the clinicians this year. Again, we're very appreciative of that. All of our paid staff, volunteers, commissioners, retirees, and their immediate families are welcome. We're focusing on providing a quick, quiet, uncrowded experience. Probably not as much fun as the fall Festivus that I understand is being planned, but I can guarantee it's a lot more fun than the flu. If you haven't got an invite in your email, contact either Melissa Herzog or myself, and we will get you taken care of. And that is the end of my report. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Chief Meyer is going to give us an update on new hires and probationary firefighters.
Yeah, good evening. Just wanted to give you an update. We have 7 entry-level firefighters that are currently in our day academy. Currently, their topic is EMT class. They are looking to finish up that EMT class here shortly. Then they're going to spend about 2 weeks going over some of our medic units, some of our Gig Harbor skills specifically, and they are going to be going to shift right about November 1st. So that's great getting these people. They're excited to go to shift and get on with their probation and start seeing them out on the street. So that's a great milestone in their career. Also, too, with the hiring process, Chief Doan and I are currently doing chiefs interviews for, I think we're either up over 30 people that we were interviewing last week and this week. We hope to finalize our interviews this Friday, and then looking to offer some conditional offers of employment early next week to move them on in the process. We are currently finalizing a track to hire these people and have them start their first day sometime in January or February. We are finalizing some of the academies right now and the training plans. But we're excited to bring these people on. We've got a good group of candidates from entry level. We also have 1 current firefighter EMT lateral in the process. And then we also have 3 potential lateral paramedics in the process. So we're excited to continue our evaluation of these people and look forward to the rest of the interviews this week. So unless there's any questions, thank you.
All right, thank you, Chief. For my updates, I wanted to let you know we are continuing with Intera. We had a meeting today about our data analytics. They have been working really hard. As you know, we used to go with Zoll was our and we switched January 1 to ESO as our reporting system. We're having trouble bringing in the Zoll data into Intera. So we made a decision today to just stick with this last year's data from ESO. So we're not going to have much data going back very far, only this year. The second thing we're learning with that is how we can improve with our reports, which is a good thing. Our goal is to put together all the things that we need to train on and the why to our employees so that at January 1, we can really start with some good clean data to be pulling from our ESO. I've also asked them to help me create some dashboards for you as commissioners, rather than going through training on how to use Intera and how to how to click on all the different buttons. I thought we would make it a more simple dashboard. So we're going to be working on that pretty soon, so you can just log in and see those dashboards. So I'll try to create those to give them to you, and then you can give me feedback on if we've hit the mark and we can adjust. So that's coming in the next few months. When it comes to standard to cover, we just got our draft. I have it right here with me, 160 pages I got yesterday. I'm looking at it first and trying to get back to them. I think I'm only up to page 7 now, but I'm going to be spending tonight going, reading the rest of it and getting edits back to Dynamics. As soon as we get that draft, we'll bring it to you so that you can see it. And then Dynamics will be here on the 26th to present it to you as commissioners and for you to adopt our standard of cover. So I'm excited to deliver that to you in the next couple of weeks. As it comes with our capital facilities, we did our work session, and here's my draft schedule for our capital facilities plan. On November 9th, we will do another public during a commissioner meeting. We will give you the capital facilities plan that we've edited since our work session. We've updated some numbers. We've made a little bit of changes, and we will give that capital facilities plan to you on November 9th. That will give the public an opportunity to give us feedback and you feedback. And on December 14th, we will have you as commissioners adopt the entire capital facilities plan. So that's everything, the entire plan, our rolling stock, our SCBAs, everything as our plan. Then we'll spend some time as commissioners and as a staff to work on that. If one of the funding mechanisms is a bond, we'll schedule between then and March 22nd for you to have a resolution in front of you on March 22nd. At the board meeting, we'll get more public input and then have it scheduled for April 12th to pass the resolution if that's the direction you want to take. And then we'll have to file it by May 13th. So that's my draft schedule. I'll continue to work with Commissioner Wilsey to refine that and make sure that's okay with you as a board. But that's the draft schedule that Liz Loomis and I have put together. I'll pause right there. Is there any feedback or off the top of your head or any questions on that? All right. The next thing is, as you know, our email is down, and it's kind of hard to work with when email is down, but we're hoping to get a fix today or tonight. But we were hoping to get a fix this morning too. So I really don't know where we're at with that. When it comes to IT, we've been struggling a little bit. We've had remote go down. We've had our email go down. We had our situational awareness app go down. And we're part of a larger consortium, right? And I still believe that the consortium is the right way to go. As of a few weeks ago, we've signed that ILA, and I am now on the board of directors of our IT consortium. It's been a little frustrating lately, the things that have happened, but I guess since I'm on the board, I need to make sure and fix it. I'm responsible for it now. We have a new IT director, and I think we'll improve. But we've had some frustrations and some rocky roads lately. But I'm confident in our new IT director that we just hired. The only other thing that I have for you is I've let you know that Chief Langlow is going back in January, back to a battalion chief. We will have an open assistant chief position. I have been doing a little bit of recruiting on my own. I have a candidate that will be here this week, spend some time in our building, spend some time with our command staff, and be evaluating each other this week and doing a site visit, and hopefully may have a decision on that early next week. If that doesn't work out, then we will be opening it up and starting a full recruitment process. So that's kind of where we're at with everything. That's all the updates I have for you. Commissioner Wilsey, if anybody has any questions.
All right, anybody have any questions for the chief? All right, seeing none, any standing committee reports? I don't think we had any outstanding, so move on to my report. I don't really have anything for us tonight. So that takes us right to Chief Langlow and second presentation of the draft budget.
All right, good evening. Okay, we'll do the second, this will be the second hearing of the second draft of the budget for 2022 for Gig Harbor Fire and Medic 1. So I'm gonna do a little screen share and try to make technology work for me here so we can go through it. You have it in your board packets, but I'll also screen share it and we'll work through it online here so we can work through it. If there's any public or others out there watching, they'll be able to work through it with us while we're working through it in our packets. So Gig Harbor Fire Medic 1 2022 budget second draft. So we'll work through each sheet again, like I did last time. I'll highlight any obvious changes that I know about, and then also highlight, there's a couple areas that are actually highlighted, and I'll reference those, and I'll talk a little bit about those and make sure that everybody understands why we highlighted those and what that means. So on the revenue sheet here, see if I can get the whole sheet on there. On the revenue sheet, couple changes of note. One is the cash balance forward uninvested number. In our previous budget, we didn't have a number in there yet because we were continuing to work through forecasting expenses and revenues for the rest of the year. We've worked through the forecasting of those revenues. We're into October now, so we'll start to see some of our property tax revenues come in, but we feel good about having a number up there that we're going to cash move forward that's available for expenses, 1.717050, 1,717,050 that'll be available for expenses. So that's a change from last time. On transport revenue, it was 2.5 million. Now we bumped it up to 2.7. That's largely a product of our recent history in transports, the sense that we feel pretty good about where we're at in getting back to our normal transport numbers. And then also we've had GEMT as a revenue source for a couple of years now. And so we're feeling a little more confident about including a portion of that in the budget a little bit more aggressively than we did before. Still a conservative approach, but we changed from 2.5 to 2.75. And then the other one I wanted to mention was on the wildland cost reimbursement for wages. We updated that. Excuse me, I'm gonna get something off the floor here. We updated that number. That was we had 50,000 for wages and 25,000 for equipment in our previous budget. We updated that to 150 for wages and 25 for equipment. And so we made a change there. And again, very similar to the ambulance and GEMT. We worked through the just historically what we've been generating in revenue. Now understand that on the wages side and a little bit of the equipment, but the wages 100% of them, we get reimbursed from whoever is the agency or the entity that requested the mobilization. We get reimbursed for our wages and benefits of our people. So the expense side of that 150,000 is built into the expense side of our wages and benefits. So if we don't receive those revenues that are shown here on the sheet, we don't expense it on the backside. So it's an even one in and one out. So that's a change there. And then we also plan for a $300,000 transfer to reserves into our reserve fund, and then in parentheses capital contingencies. And so that was not in the budget in the first draft. So what that leaves us with is a grand total of $33,222,586 available in revenue for the expense side of the budget. So as we continue down onto the expense page, the first expense page, page 29 in your packets, this is the roll up of every category that we see in the rest of the budget here. So working through legislative, no change on the legislative side. No of note. We did add, the only thing we added here, let's see, nope, nothing. So no change on the legislative side. Move on to admin and records. Here, just check my notes to make sure I highlight any changes in admin and records. The only change we had in admin and records is on the detail page. We added Intera as one of the professional services contracts that that'll get categorized out of that budget code. We already had reflected the expense number. We just hadn't added Intera. We wanted to make sure we added Intera so we could all make sure we knew exactly where that was going to come from. That's the only change on the finance and record side. Move on to IT. Data processing. So the change that we're going to see here on the detailed page brings up our first yellow highlight. And so a couple things I just want to reference on that is one, those are computers for our team leads and for our tech support specialist, upgrading the hardware that they're using for those positions. And the reason they're yellow is because we've got some budgeted items in the 2022 budget that we're still evaluating whether or not we can accomplish that in 2021 with 2021 money. And so they're highlighted in yellow to really just remind myself and the team, and then also you at the Board of Commissioners, just to remind that those may get removed or they may remain, depends on if we're able to order stuff. Lieutenant Johnson in logistics would be the best person to champion this thought, but it is hard to get things in some areas right now. We've got supply shortages all over the supply chain, and so we wanted to put them into the 2022 budget in the chance that we can't get those products purchased before then. And then just as a reminder, same as in previous years, the asterisk next to the budget line item denotes a one-time or one-time expense that we expect to be spending in the budget. So those are the changes on the information data processing side. We'll move into suppression. We'll go to the detail page of suppression here. I'll zoom in a little bit if I can, maybe. No changes to the top section of, excuse me, sorry. So we'll work down with the change to 4 platoon. One of the things we're anticipating needing to do is adding some members to our specialty teams. And so we'll be adding members to both our hazardous materials team and to our technical rescue team. So that's reflected in there in that top section. And then I think I mentioned it last time, but we've also carried forward the firefighter medical responder resident cadet program pilot that we had intended on getting going, or at least evaluating in 2021, but because of COVID, we haven't been able to do that. So we carried that forward into 2022. I know that's an important piece for the board, is that we evaluate opportunities to increase reliability and response in the areas that aren't as close to a career fire station. And so wanted to highlight that we're moving that forward to evaluate and come up with a program that we think is sustainable and will provide fruit. Moving further down the list to the yellow section here, just highlighting a couple of new items that, again, we're evaluating whether or not those can be purchased in 2021. One thing I will note, though, for the most part, if we do get to purchase them in 2021, we will take them out of the 2022 budget, but that will also affect that cash carry forward number on that revenue page. So it doesn't really free up the same equivalent funds in 2022, because we're going to be subtracting from that cash carry forward number. It just means that they won't be purchased in 2022. Right, let's see here. Moving through suppression. I don't have any other changes. We did add under this bars code 522-204105, we added fitness equipment. Equipment, just like much of our rolling stock, is that things wear out and we need to purchase new equipment as things are being used. I think it's a testament to both. It's a piece of the equipment being used, and our folks are trying to remain physically fit and using it. So we're looking to replace that equipment as we continue to grow. Moving on to fire control and admin. No change to fire control and admin from the first reading of the budget. Move down to communications. We expect a updated budget from Central Pierce from the IT consortium by Friday, and that will help us identify some of these costs that are built in a couple different areas in IT and communications. And so we expect that to come through on Friday and be able to refine that for the second budget. We just haven't received that budget from Central Pierce as of yet. So we'll move on to prevention. Just checking my numbers here to make sure I don't miss anything. Shouldn't have any changes to the prevention budget, except for some highlighting that we did. Again, these are helping us watch and make sure that if we were able to purchase these in 2021, that we'll get that off the books with 2021 money. Other than that, no changes to prevention. Fire control and training is next. Okay, we did have some change on fire control and training that I'll highlight on the next page. So under the top section here, we've added a couple things. We've have over the last couple of years have changed the vendor who produces our who makes our fire hose that we carry on our fire engines. And one of the things that our hose and engine operations cadres have identified is we have an opportunity to increase reliability of our fleet when we're doing training, to not pull hose directly off of the engines, but instead to keep a stock on the training ground that we're able to use hose on the ground. So it keeps our units more reliable, and the ability to get them back in service quicker if we need to use them for response. And we're also using our hose more often in training scenarios with our new folks. So we added new training. New fire hose for training there. It'll be matching our manufacturer that we have on our engines. And then a garage door prop for our forcible entry cadre. And then we've also added helmet and dash cameras as almost like a test to see if we think those have some value for our organization. They want to make sure I note though that it is in parentheses is strictly denoted and strictly earmarked for training. So using those in our controlled environments, not at this point, not out in the general public, but in our controlled training environments. And we'll evaluate that as 2022 goes along. Career Recruit Academy is only highlighted yellow because as we continue to refine the academy we're going to be using and how many we're going to be hiring, that helps us identify. It's a note for me to make sure we go back and check to make sure we have the appropriate amount for the Career Recruit Academy. Moving on to fire control and facilities maintenance. Again, I'm gonna just check my numbers so I don't miss anything. Looks like very little change. And we added this actually, we just added, really it's a small change, picnic benches for the training grounds. So we're, like I said, we're on the training grounds more often and our recruits are down there. And so opportunity for folks to sit down get out of the elements. And so we added that into the budget. Outside of that, other than some small rounding changes, no substantial changes to that section of the budget. Vehicle maintenance, fire control vehicle maintenance. No, let's see here. Okay, some yellow here. Some yellow here that we're working on. Again, just some small changes. And then we're trying to identify if we can get these accomplished for 2022. Lieutenant. He was a lieutenant when I got hired. Assistant Chief Johnson working through some of these to see if we're able to accomplish these early. Moving into EMS. Almost there. We're almost there. Let's see here. Bottom line number is there. So this would have been the change here would have been in salaries and the compensation up here, because we refined a little bit on how many folks we're going to hire, and so we're able to balance all of our operation staff live in essentially two areas of the budget. They live in suppression and they live in emergency medical services, medical aid. And so as far as their salaries and benefits go. And so as we refine the budget and assign folks to the appropriate level, that can fluctuate the budget. And then also as overtime, this is where our overtime projections are included too. So as we adjust overtime projections, that changes the salaries and deferred compensation area in the top of each budget page, namely in those EMS and suppression sides. So there's a change there. And the highlight down here, ALS mannequin was a budget request from Division Chief Calvin Johnson. And so we're evaluating whether or not we can accomplish that in 2021 or 22, but we've all agreed as a team that we're going to fund that in one of the next 2 years. Emergency Medical Services MSO. No change from version number 1. So that stayed the same. And then that takes me to the end of the budget presentation. And so Chairman Wilsey and then any of the other commissioners, if you have any questions, feel free, and I will do my best to get them answered for you.
Any questions for Nick? Seeing a lot of shaking heads, so good job. Thank you, Chief Langlow. All right, so we'll move on. Any other old business that we need to bring to the board tonight? Anybody have any old business? All right, how about some new business? There's nothing on the agenda, but anybody have anything new they want to bring forward? All right, seeing none, that takes us to open public comment. Please state your name for the record. You'll have 3 minutes. Do you have anybody in the audience that wishes to speak?
Mr. Chairman, it appears we have one attendee who would like to speak.
All right, let's bring him in.
Hey, my name's Carl Kreitzer. I live in Gig Harbor. I was just curious for ease of comparison. Is there a chart, a page that shows both the dollar and the percentage change by division? I went back and looked at the 20 or the 21 budget to figure out what the bottom line differences were, which came up to $3,485,000, which is about 11.8% increase. But I was just curious to see it by line. That's sort of instructive, I think.
All right, Chief Langlow, do you by chance have that? I know that we've been doing that for our regular budget updates, but I don't think we've done it for the annual budget.
Yeah, so just Carl, just so I understand and make sure I understand the question, and then I can get you the answer. Is what you're looking for the we have you're looking for the year over year change in each of the budget categories. And so on our expense side, for example, we have a fire control suppression at 16,084,293 in 2022. And so is what you're looking for the percentage change compared to 2020, compared to the 2021 budget. Is that right, Carl?
That's correct. I'm being lazy. I can go back and do it.
No.
I just thought maybe it'd be fun for you to do it.
Yeah, no. I don't have that on top of right here with me, but I do think though that would be something that would be very easy to accomplish, and we can certainly have that. Chairman Wilsey, if it's okay with you, we can certainly have that for the third reading of the budget. And honestly, that will even get us closer to completion, where we really will have a better handle on what the year over year change is. But yeah, I think that's a very reasonable request, Carl. And if Commissioner Wilsey agrees for the meeting in 2 weeks, we can certainly have that available.
Yep, if it's not too much work for you, Chief, you
No.
will be doing that. All right.
Nope.
Well, I'll just say if it's too much work for him, I'll work it up and give it to him so he can present it.
Yeah,
No.
there you go. No,
No, I think we got it, Carl.
Thanks.
Yep, thank you. Anybody else wishing to come forward tonight? All right, seeing none, we will close open public comments and move to good of the order. Anybody have anything for good of the order? Chief Meyer.
Yeah, I just want to invite this Sunday at the training grounds, we are having a fall festival for the fire department members and their kids, if you will. So that is on our training grounds from 11 to 3 on this Sunday for fire department members and their families. So just looking forward to that and participating in that. And then also yesterday, just wanted to give you guys a heads up. We had a great barbecue luncheon, if you will, celebrating the careers of our 2 chaplains. It was well attended. Pastor Mark Succo and his wife was there. And then Chaplain Bob Grimes and his wife was there also. So it was very well attended and very good send off for those 2 gentlemen that have served our community and served our department. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief Meyer. Yeah, a thank you to our chaplains that are retiring from the board as well. We know that's a difficult and job to perform, and we'll miss those 2 very much. So, and I also saw on the a Facebook page, we did a Make-A-Wish Foundation visit. Some young gentleman in the district got a golf cart, and it looks like we're there with a fire engine. So thank you guys for doing that, and for Tina or Eric, whoever put it out there on the Facebook. It's nice to see those events posted out there. So thanks. All right, seeing none, and we're kind of getting it anyway, but special interest in upcoming events. We talked about the retirement luncheon that happened yesterday. South Sound ribbon cuttings on the 25th. And then we're going to have a retirement luncheon for Danette on October 28th. So any other special interests or upcoming events coming our way from anybody? Chief, you're kind of lighting up, but I don't hear anything.
Nope.
Nope.
I
All
can't
right.
think of anything. Tanya, do you know of anything that we haven't talked about?
No, I think that covers it.
All right. Very well. Well, with that, we will adjourn this meeting. Our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, October 26th at 5 p.m. right here on Zoom. Thank you, everybody.
Night, everyone.